Boyo Del Mar here for the new NWA Official Wrestling Magazine, online exclusively at NationalWrestlingAlliance.com. Read about all the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance now at NationalWrestlingAlliance.com. Scroll to the top and click Magazine.
NWA Wrestling returns to Tampa, Florida, Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and 6th. Bring the entire family to witness thrilling matches, jaw-dropping moves, and unforgettable moments up close and in person at WEDU Studios in Tampa, Florida. Tickets available now at NWALiveEvents.com.
Starting off hot, ladies and gentlemen. Gary can't be here because I don't know if you know this, several states have been completely inundated thanks to a horrible hurricane, and we feel really bad for all of those people, but some of them are people we work with. So I hope Kenzie and Tommy and Deals, your eyes are all doing all right. I'm doing okay. I'm having my baby right here. We're feeding them.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Well, I'm in Nashville, so we only got rain. East Tennessee got hit, but not as far as where Kenzie and Tommy are.
Yeah, Kenzie, Tommy,
so right next to it, like Newport and all that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, pretty rough. And Gary's powered by candlelight right now. I think.
Yeah,
he's
literally
lucky.
Yeah, he's literally got candlelight. All he could do there's one part in his backyard next to a turtle that he can get some service, and that's about it. So yeah. So our heart goes out to everybody who's been impacted by that, and obviously it's a huge population that's there. There's tons of great organizations you can go to help them, but we've got so much to talk about, Deal Machine.
Yeah, we do.
Start talking about it, and I'm going to put myself on mute for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have to show the pictures. Don't worry about it because you're doing the gimmick, unless you have pictures. Of course, there's merchandise website. We can get to that. Throw up the heart. Oh, there you go. Look at that brother right there. Jacked Joe right there. Look at that tank top. Let's look at some tank tops. The shorts are almost gone. I gave Kenzie a pair of those pink ones. She still never took a picture in it, but that's okay.
I actually just got them today.
But they're good. Look at that Southern Six shirt. Hey, do we have the jersey? I know they're almost gone, but you got to put the jersey up there, of course. No, that's fine. Now that hoodie. I just got that hood. That hoodie showed up today, actually. I had to reprint that hoodie because we blew them out in Philadelphia. The shirt to the right, not so much. That goes with the turnbuckle poster bundle. There's only 2 of those left. You got to put your shirt size in the customer notes. Jack Stain shirt. Brothers won every title available to them in the NWA, except for maybe a couple like weird ones back in those weird days that nobody remembers but me. And what else we got? Nothing? That's all right, Joe. You got a kid in your hands. So you can take him. Oh, there's Baron. Look at the brother Baron. He's got a screw loose. That's a good shirt. Online exclusive, on demand. There's the jersey right there. Look at that.
Hey, we got the jerseys just like
hey, Kyle Lover's in the house.
Hey, Kyle, are you in producer mode, Kyle?
I am. My.
Please take over for me. Thank you.
All right. No, never mind. We lost Joe Galley, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm late right now. We're having microphone problems and everything like that. We're on the screen. What the heck is going on? We're all here. Kyle Davis, Danny Deals.
Tommy got the email about the shirt.
You got the email about the shirt. Yeah.
You didn't get it, though.
I listen, it's been chaos today. I don't know if anybody's talked about this yet, but tomorrow night we're going to be on X going forward for the next couple of weeks right there. We thought about it. We said, hey, let's make sure fans internationally stop bothering all of us. We heard you. We tried to fix it. This is the stopgap, ladies and gentlemen. Power.
We really did try to
all
fix
that stuff.
We really did try to fix
We got the Henrys down here. We got everything going on the pages. We got everybody. By the way, sometimes we blur the line between reality and fiction on here. So just wanted to
too
say
late.
that. Too late.
Names.
So you guys going to be hanging out with us the whole time? Because we lost our guy here.
Yeah, we can.
For as long as y'all want us
As
here.
long as you
Fantastic. Did we talk about Black Harvest yet?
No, we didn't even get there. Oh, we were just doing the merch run through. We just came live. Kyle, you came at the perfect time.
I came at the perfect time. And ladies and gentlemen, you came at the perfect time as well. Because this is the NWA, the Monday Night Podcast. Danny Deals. We got Tommy Henry. We got Kenzie Page. We got Joe Galley. We got Ivy Galley right there drinking from a bottle. We got all the things going on. We got Power tomorrow night. We have Black Harvest right around the corner. Looking at my watch right here. It's almost October. And let me tell you something. Let me just bring up this graphic once I scroll down here.
It's Friday, isn't it?
It is Friday. Where are all our graphics? Where did everything go?
I don't know. I sent you a new one. Anyway, I didn't
I've
get the
been
Black
busy
Harvest
dealing
one.
with all sorts of things. Like we've got where is this right here? There it is. Bam!
Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but Gary Horn was impacted by the hurricane, and so he is not here right now. So we are trying to make do without him. Black Harvest is going to be on the Title Match Network right there. Tickets available right now. You can go to NWA Live Events, our website, and click on the link if you want. Otherwise, live pro wrestling Friday, October 4th. It's coming at you. Tennessee, all sorts of action on here. Tom Latimer, Max the Impaler, Kerry Morton, the NWA World Women's
Are
Champion.
you going to mention Pretty and Power?
Kylie. I'm talking about
All
it right now. I was saving the best for last.
Okay. All right.
You son of a bitch. All right. So we got Kenzie Page on here. I know we have new graphics on here because am I right? Are you going to be defending your championship at that show? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, Black Harvest is this Friday, October 4th, and the NWA Women's World Championship right here. This little beauty is going to be defended in Sevierville, Tennessee against La Princesa Tiffany Nieves.
Now, she's an individual that you know very well. You've faced her in competition multiple times, and she has not walked away the victor yet. Do we think that finally knocking on the door opportunity is going to happen for her there, or do you have no intent in your own home territory, your own home promotion, in front of your family, in front of your friends, with everything on the line? Do you have any intent of possibly not walking away champion?
No. And I think that, Tiffany hasn't beat me yet, and it's not going to change, especially at KFW. She has a lot going against her. Not only are you fighting Kenzie Page, you're fighting all of Crossfire Wrestling because, honey, we're an army over here. We are different. We are the change. And, she's stepping into new territory. For her, this is a completely different world. Dills has been at our show. It's different. The atmosphere is different. The fans are different. So she's hit away for sure.
Speaking of different territory and stepping into that area, your sister's going to be on this show. Your sister Kylie, of course, is the NWA JCP Women's Champion. Is there a possibility we see that title defended? Is there any possibility of seeing this kind of cross promotional aspect between the territories?
I don't know if it's going to be, us, working together. I think Kylie being the JCP Women's Championship almost just speaks volumes, right? We own a territory, and she's slowly taking over the other one that's right down the road. That's how we look at it.
I know one individual, and I'm not trying to stir things up. Danny Deals, of course, would get very upset with me because he didn't even let me finish about Pretty and Power being a part of your show, which you are a part of. So kind of goes without saying. But La Princesa is also the Exodus Pro Women's Champion. Is there any possibility that we could see maybe all three of you rumbling over this championships? You've got the main title. Your sister's got a territory title. She's got a territory title. This is a championship like on any other that could happen right here. Triple threat match. Let's unify these things. Putting that out there.
Hell, if it did happen. But I do have to say, even when Tiffany won the Exodus Women's Championship, who was also in that match fighting for the same title? Kylie Page. At this point, can we name her Queen of the Territories, or is there another loop she got to jump through or something? Kylie's gotta be, right? She got to be at least looked at as.
Yeah.
This weekend we have the TV tapings in Tampa. So if there was ever a time for you to tell me, like, start announcing people this way, it's right now because I'll make a little note of it. Queen of the Territories.
Queen
I like
of
that.
the Territories. Yep.
And how kind of you to pass it along to somebody else. That's. A lesser person would have just taken that for themselves.
Yeah, I got to be giving. She's my little sister, my little baby. so I'll give it to her.
Speaking of little sisters and babies up there, Joe Galley doing dad duty right now. One of the questions I always had is basically with Crossfire, it's a family promotion, not just family friendly. It is owned by
family friendly.
Well, you know,
never
I'm
used to be.
trying to do the family thing right now, bro. What was it about the whole thing? Was it started with you, Tommy? Were you the catalyst for this? Was there family beforehand? Share some of the people that might not know.
Yeah, no, I pretty much started it 19 years ago from scratch. And we were a group of those guys that came out of the backyard. That's kind of how it started. And we booked Ricky Morton on our second show and Tracy Smothers. And we really listened to what those guys said. We got rid of all the goofs. And there was a lot of them. And there still is.
So no Throwbilly Silas Mason there. I understand.
Yeah, we basically got rid of those guys, and we just listened, and everything started growing from there. And then
Tommy, is this the 17th Black Harvest?
This will be the 19th Black Harvest.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Black
know.
Harvest 19.
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys have been doing this for so long, and it's finally time for the NWA faithful to be a part of Black Harvest, witnessing the history right now. We might not know how we got here, but people are going to see it for what it is right now. Jay Lethal's on that show. Juventud Guerrera, champion in his own right with your company. And Tom Latimer up there in the corner. You know, tomorrow night on NWA Power, Tom Latimer is going to be going against EC3 for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And if he is successful, you've got the NWA World Champion and the NWA World Women's Champion on your show this Friday night.
Yeah, it's definitely a dream come true.
Right in Sevierville. Doesn't
This
happen.
kind of ties into Kyle's question too, Tommy, because you started it with your brother, right?
Yeah.
And did I see that Isaac is coming back to?
Yeah, Isaac's
Crossfire?
back, and he's going to be working his niece, Kylie Page.
Yeah.
He's in trouble.
Yeah,
You know, I've never heard about this uncle before. Tell me a little bit about the uncle, because this is a family member that never comes up in conversation.
Well,
why not?
Yeah, the uncle is my little brother, and we actually started it. And Matthew was more of like, Matthew could make anything look good, like the lights and things like that. So he's been kind of in and out, you know, since then, you know, for like quite some time. But he's one hell of a wrestler, I'll tell you that. If it was 10 years earlier, you know, I think we'd be sending him to the NWA.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, he's got a character, and
So what you're telling me is this is hereditary. There's no way about it. There's something in your genealogy where if I was to match with you on 23andMe, I'd be like, turns out I could be a pro wrestler.
Yeah, maybe. I think I was at the third Black Harvest, Tommy. Is that the one? Isaac and Double D. Everybody was going batshit crazy. Yeah, everybody was going crazy.
Yeah, we had
the uncle Kyle was his super over in that region for a long time. Then he just vanished, right?
Yeah, as soon as he vanished, we just put this one there. Now
Well,
she's our time.
he didn't just magically vanish, right?
Tell us the story.
So Isaac worked he did crazy stuff. He was like super over. He was our babyface, hometown hero. When people say they break their back for this, he literally broke his back.
Mm-hmm.
And
So that's what happened.
Some time off, found himself, figured some stuff out, and got healed, got better, feels better. And now he's back, and he wants Kylie, which he doesn't even know what he's in for. She's a handful. So, what a welcome back party for
So
Kylie.
coming up, Black Harvest is what I'm hearing. It is a family affair. There will be page-on-page violence. Possibly, maybe. All right. Well, we're going to find out what happens on there. I want to thank you both for being a part of this as well. We're going to run down some stuff right now because I jumped right ahead. I wanted to make sure I wasn't there. If you want to hang out with us for a little bit, we'll take some questions. Otherwise, we got all sorts of things going on. We talked about Black Harvest coming to you this Friday, October 4th. And then no rest for the wicked, as they say, because immediately after 2 days, TV tapings, Tampa, Florida, Saturday, October 5th, sucks. The Page sisters will be a part of that, as well as
Me and you will be there, Kyle.
We're going to be there too, but I was going to say there's a couple other faces from Crossfire that are going to be there as well.
Really?
Yes, very. I'll leave it to Kenzie.
Yes, there's going to be, we're going to have some NWA Crossfire talent there, Hunter Drake and Tyler Franks. And since we already talked about Black Harvest, I do want to mention this. Hunter Drake versus Jay Lethal is going to be happening this Friday. Then you have Tyler Franks versus Tom Latimer, which we find out tomorrow if he's going to walk in the NWA World Champion or not. But those are two matchups that are going to shape these young guys and shape them for the NWA, and huge opportunities, and it's huge that they get to come to Tampa with the National Wrestling Alliance.
So
Kyle
what
was,
I'm hearing,
very jealous of Hunter's hair. He told me.
I'm very jealous of it. So also what I'm hearing is that if Tom Latimer makes history tomorrow on NWA Power on X, there is a possibility that it all could fall apart within days, and then at the TV taping, he might not even have the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, Tyler Franks, who's coming in under the NWA Crossfire banner, the night before could beat Tom Latimer if he wins tomorrow, all the championships. I mean, we could walk in totally different by Saturday. We don't know.
That's a good thing Tyler's already booked then, right?
Period.
Could be a Black Harvest. You never know what's going to happen. But I can tell you this much. The action, the excitement is coming to Tampa this weekend. We've got 2-day passes available still. Go to NWALiveEvents.com and get those tickets. We were just at Riot Fest just a week ago, Chicago. Kylie, it was there the entire time, but Kenzie, you were there for one day as well, which was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting to see you there, but it's always a pleasure. And you, of course, had a booking everywhere else in the United States that weekend, so we saw you going on that. One of the reasons I bring this up is because also coming up October 18th, we're going to be back in the Chicago area for NWA Chicago, another one of our territories. It is Super Smashing Halloween. And yes, that guy creeping in the background is Billy Corgan. Will he be there? Well, maybe he'll just be watching from behind a tree. You never know. And the holiday season continues. It's almost October, one day to go, my favorite time of year. And also a pay-per-view that has a legacy, an event unlike any other. It's Samhain 2 right there, Max the Impaler. This is the pay-per-view. Just keep on saying pay-per-view. I'm sorry. I had got hit in the head earlier today.
It was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I might have a concussion, Danny Deals.
From what?
I put up a thing to hang my keys on that has a very sharp corner, and I hit it at least once a week. And last night, I hit it in such a way right in the top of my head that I was like, oh, I'm a little dazed. And I still am. I keep on feeling the bump right here.
It's actually what not happened, Kenzie, after you left Riot Fest the last day we went and saw Slayer. Kyle got in the pit. That's 100% what happened.
Yeah, that's true. Slayer, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never experienced them live and in person, is quite an experience. Mm-hmm. And when the people that were doing the mosh pit broke the guardrail down, and then as soon as somebody rammed into me, I remember I grabbed Thrillbilly and AJ Kazan. I said, you guys stand here now. Big boys to go there. Samhain 2 is coming to you October 26th. It's going to be in Sarasota, Florida, 7 p.m. bell time. Go to NWALiveEvents.com, and this is going to be a power taping. Anything could happen, ladies and gentlemen. Ignore the little logo that was at the bottom of that. We're going to replace that because, again, as we might have stated earlier in this episode when I wasn't here, tomorrow night, NWA, we wanted to make sure that internationally everybody can be a part of the action and see it because NWA 76 begins airing tomorrow. The NWA will be on X. Easy. It's an app. You go on it. You probably have it on your phone. You're probably saying things about people because you don't have to look them in the face, or you're just trolling for funny things. Who cares? Because we're going to be on there free of charge around the globe tomorrow at 6:05. And the World Tag Team Championships will be on the line as our brand new junior heavyweight champion, Alex Taylor, will team with a Southern Six compadre, Kerry Morton, to take on the team of Knox and Murdoch, the NWA World Tag Team Champions.
You know, they already won the Crockett Cup. They could win.
They won the Crockett Cup. They lost the cage match. This is the rubber match, and the world title is now on the line. Alex Taylor's been on a streak. He's become the junior heavyweight champion. Kerry wants gold too. They keep on saying they're going to make their belts touch. I don't know what that means. The guys are kind of weird. I know your dad just was like, my daughter's here. Calm down.
Give us a prediction. Okay,
who do you think it's going to be?
Prediction. Who you got in that match?
Who?
You too. Yeah.
You're a part of the show today now. I'm sorry. You're getting dragged into all of it.
I'm gonna go Southern 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know the youth is.
You're
there.
from the South, and so are they. That's fine.
I was going to say, it's the accent. I hear bias in your voice.
The Southern 6. They're going to do it for all the flooded towns in Appalachia.
They are.
Did we touch base on this so far? How are you guys doing? Were you impacted by the storm, the hurricane?
Not us personally. It's right down the road though, where we run some shows. So definitely gonna try to help out Newport. Any chance.
Yeah, Newport got demolished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Sad.
And of course, with the weather of what it is, we are tracking right now for the fans that are planning on joining us in Tampa. There's a couple systems that are forming, and it looks like we're going to be okay. But still, just for everybody's sake, we're going to be following that. And if anything needs to be mentioned or said, we're going to follow up on that with the fans on NWA socials moving forward and whatnot. But let's not even think about that. We're going to be good on that. We're going to move on. NWA Power, of course. We have William Patrick Corkin as a special announcement on the future of the NWA. I know it's not about us being on X tomorrow night because we already talked about that.
That's
So
right.
what will that announcement be? What are we going to talk about? You're going to have to tune in to find out. 6:05 on X, formerly Twitter, in case you're one of the people like me that's a hard time saying X. And then, of course, it's finally happening. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship will be defended as the Overman himself, because as he likes to say it, he is over, man. Also, I like to say it too. Will go against Tom Latimer, the former NWA National Heavyweight Champion, who relinquished that title belt to go after the gold. Opportunity is everything. And right now, Tom Latimer has the opportunity to call himself the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to find out, will history be made? Will EC3 crush the soul and the dreams and hopes of a grown man in the middle of the ring? Again, we're going to find out. Danny Deals is popping for me, just trying so damn hard.
In a world,
In a world, who can you trust?
Those movie trailers. Who can you trust?
So I have a pretty good idea who Tommy and Kenzie are going to pick on this one, because if Tom Latimer is victorious, they have a world champion, one more. They already got plenty of them at their show, Black Harvest, this Friday, but they get the world champion from the NWA there. Who you guys got?
Tom.
Yeah, for sure.
Bias. These two down here, they are born promoters. True and true. And if you were going to make money for them, they know people want to see a world champion. They want to see Tom Latimer as NWA world champion. All I know is EC3 is not scheduled to be at Black Harvest. So if EC3 wants to disappoint everyone in the world, he's going to walk away as champion. But if he wants to make people happy, I think maybe he shouldn't try so hard tomorrow night. But I know EC3's ego. He's going to put his all into that match. All right. What else we got going on right now? Speaking of which, the usual suspects, November 16th. It is the Exodus Pro Territory show that's coming at you from Cleveland, Ohio. Tickets available at NWALiveEvents.com. And last but not least, which is not even last, but it's the one I've got the graphic for, it's the Looks That Kill. We're coming back to Dothan, Alabama, December 14th. We love holidays. We got the spooky season coming up. We got a Christmas show. We got all sorts of things. And you know what? I don't even think the graphic's on here right now, but we just announced NWA Shockwave. Tickets will be on sale this Friday. And we are going to be coming to the OC in Forney, Texas. That's happening January 11th, back there. And speaking of back, we also have a plethora of NWA talent that's going to be taking part in a show right there in Forney, Texas. Joe, do you have those graphics? I don't know if you do or not.
No. You know what I like about that building?
I had baby problems. I couldn't do the things Gary does.
I had life problems.
Yeah.
Joe and I get to be in a balcony at that building.
You guys do get to be in a balcony.
And for clarification, we do have this one. There we go.
Hey, that's what I needed.
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
So January 11th, we're going to be coming back to Forney, Texas. You can be a part of the action on this Friday. Go to NWALiveEvents.com to get your tickets. They'll be going fast. Always a pleasure to be back in Texas, especially because Joe lives there. Texas, much like Florida and California, though, where you're like, oh, you live in the same state. It's like living in 3 other states away, depending on where you are.
This show?
Hey, TSW, catch these stars. NWA talent will be in full blast there.
On there.
Plunky will be defending the Mid-America Championship. We have Baron Storm bringing the claw hold back to Texas, the place that loves it so much or hates it. Big Strong Mims, Brian Idol, the looks that kill, Soda Pop, a local favorite, Natalia Markova, and BFT. Look at him looking all jacked up there. You know, sometimes I always confuse Carnage and Damage. That's Carnage, but still, you never know.
No, that's Damage.
See? Case in point.
Damage is much more tattoos. That's how you can remember. You're damaged and you have tattoos. Damage has tattoos.
Perfect. I'm so happy to hear that.
You will never forget now.
And that event, too, can be linked to the tickets. If you go to NWALiveEvents.com, you can click on there and follow the link to get tickets for that so you can see what it's all going to be about. Get a taste of wrestling in Forney at TSW and then come back January 11th. Hang out with us for Shockwave. Because who knows? Shockwave could send some shockwaves throughout the wrestling industry.
No kidding.
Wah, wah, wah.
Whoa.
All right, let's go to the comments here. What do we got going on in here? Chat, if you have some questions for Kenzie and Tommy, please throw them in the chat right now. We want to make sure what's going on here. You know, I always like when I have guests on the show to have conversations about maybe things that we don't talk about in a normal day. This is professional wrestling, but we all have lives and things like that. So I want to give you to the forum. Is there anything you want to talk about in front of all these people?
You have anything to say?
The way they just looked at each other was like this was scripted.
Sign up for
related.
Yeah, that's not what we gotta say. It's wrestling related stuff.
Oh, Carson Drake, rude.
What was the comment by Carson?
Ask them why they choose to live in a substandard state.
Oh my God, Carson, you made it out of the pit the other night whenever they were throwing you around. Wow, I'm surprised to see you here. I thought you might have broke a leg or an arm at Riot Fest.
Yeah.
All those guys shoving on you, which, I mean, I would do it too, but you know. Surprised you made it in the chat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Drakes out there, you know. He seems to be just another one.
Yeah.
We got the real one, Hunter Drake.
It isn't Drake a type of duck?
Yes, Kyle.
If it ain't, it's not
anything.
I'm just
Like
saying.
that.
Ducks tend to make a lot of noise,
Wild
so
name.
Carson fits into it. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
here we go.
What did
Boom.
he say here?
How'd y'all enjoy being on Carneyland, which is still available on the CW?
As well as Amazon and Apple.
I mean, I loved being on Carneyland.
Sweet.
All except what was it? The part where Billy says Tony seemed that he could never make it as a pro wrestler. I was like, man, what way to twist the knife in, brother. Yeah, other than that, everything was, we got a lot of feedback from that. And, you know, I thought that was shot really good.
Well, I will say that back in our day when Kenzie was running around with My Little Pony, Tommy, few people had more heat than you did. So
I mean,
you knew how to get
still
heat.
like that. I've literally killed all the shows in the area.
You had to tell Kyle you had to wear a mask in your own hometown so people wouldn't attack you after the show.
I mean,
That's beautiful.
Bill's knows it was pretty rough back in the day, man. We were definitely the wild west.
Those people were crazy.
I only had twice was I threatened to be stabbed or violated.
I almost got stabbed in Rockwood.
I miss those days. I miss being able to make people feel that angry about me. Now they're just indifferent and think I'm a moron.
I almost got stabbed in Nashville too. No, I
mean, that's just being in Nashville.
No, stop it. Nashville's a good town. You're talking about. We're civilized here. It's not Memphis.
Noob and Company TV has. I got a question for Kenzie. How does it feel wrestling against the Crush herself, Natalia Markova, somebody you have an immense history with? It's actually incredible to look back at old shows and see the evolution of you becoming the champion that you are today against Natalia Markova. I would have to say, because you are champion and she is not currently, you have gotten the best of her thus far. But still, one of the hardest hitting competitors in wrestling, be it male or female.
Yeah, she is hard hitting, and I mean, as you all know, you see the matches. She doesn't give a damn about her body, so she throws herself around, literally kills herself in the ring every time. So when you wrestle her, you know it's gonna be rough, it's gonna be tough, but I'm the champion for a reason. So how does it feel? It feels great. You want to know? Train and figure it out yourself.
Speaking of champions, and I know I've gotten grief from this before for stirring up things. Obviously Ella Envy was very unhappy with me for bringing up the fact that she had put her name in the hat to go after your title, which I'd like to think it wasn't me that led to the dissension. It was her choices. Axel in the chat has a question. What will happen if Kylie wins the NWA World Women's Television Championship? Will there be any issues in Pretty Empowered? Will family overcome championship pride if the opportunity presents itself?
I've said this before. What kind of sister would I be to hold her back from the greatest women's championship in all of wrestling? If you want to be something, you hold the Burke and you hold that with pride. And if she wants to take a shot at that and wins the Lucky Seven and does all of the hard stuff to get to that point, then yeah, you're going to step in the ring with your sister. But it's no different. You're every other opponent. Once you're across the ring from me, no love lost. That's just how it is.
Well, at NWA 76, we do have the Burke Invitational Gauntlet. Your sister is in that, so she could just come for the world title, depending on how that goes. There has been so many individuals in the NWA that have put themselves in championship situations, and you, for over a year now, have been the NWA World Women's Champion. When you find yourself in the moments alone, your sister's not there, you're just thinking to yourself, is there ever a moment where you think, this one individual could be the catalyst for me not being champion anymore? Is there somebody that you've met, that you've encountered in professional wrestling, that you have not faced, that you believe could be the one that could challenge and dethrone?
No one that I've not faced, but there is, girls that I have faced and that are at the NWA that I keep my eye on. Because every time you beat them, they just get back up and come back stronger. And I'm going to tell you who it is. It's not Natalia Markova. It's not her. It's Tiffany. Tiffany is the one. You knock her down and she gets up louder, more annoying, more aggressive. She is the one that I will keep my eye on. I don't know if you know this or if I can say this, but she was down at Reality of Wrestling this week. She does not stop. She goes to Dr. Tom's. We go to Dr. Tom's not to train together, to train against each other. I want to see what she can do. She wants to see what I can do. Dr. Tom, she goes down to Booker T and trains. That's a girl who keeps on going. I mean, there's a reason she's the Exodus Women's Champion. There's a reason that she's had, so many opportunities at the NWA Women's World Championship. I mean, she is the one that I do keep my eye on. That is
And Friday.
Yep. I mean, why do you think I'm the owner of the territory and I picked Tiffany? I did that myself because I want to see what she got. If I lose, it's my fault. But she's the one who I know is going to give me a run for my money, and that's what I want.
I like that. That is a fighting champion, ladies and gentlemen. That's somebody with no fear. That's somebody that's going to take on all challengers, defend the gold. This is why over a year's time, Kenzie Page has been NWA World Women's Champion.
Really, not just a year, Kyle. She's had
over a year
of some sort for 2 or 3 years. Kenzie, when's the last time you didn't have a belt in the NWA? 21, 22, early 22.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, because I've held
somewhere in there. Right.
National television title and now a women's championship.
I remember the Champion Series. This was really the moment where I realized the fight and the drive and the dedication that you have as a competitor. You got injured early in the Champion Series, and your team needed the points. And I remember it came down to, and this is legit. This isn't just like a story. Did you separate your shoulder, if I remember right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Separated her shoulder and kind of wedged it back in place. And the whole point of this was her team needed points. And if she didn't wrestle a match, basically they would be screwed out of the entire thing. And I remember you just with tears in your eye being like, I think I can get through a match. I think I can do this. And I remember witnessing in person the pain that you were going through. Mm-hmm. And this is legitimate, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, separated shoulder. You had to take a little time off. You came back better than ever. But I remember talking to Billy, William Patrick Corrigan, NWA president, and he was like, that is the type of wrestler that I want in the NWA.
I mean, yeah, it was, even for me at that time, I wasn't even thinking about the pain. I was just thinking, wow, I'm embarrassed that I came here and got hurt. So I'm definitely getting through this match. That's where my head went. I wasn't thinking, oh, my shoulder, what am I going to do? I was thinking, wow, I just embarrassed myself. So I got to rebound somehow. I'm not going to just not do the match. You know what I mean? That's where my head went. So
Francis Burnhammer in the chat says Max fears Kenzie, the NWA television champion. And that's going to be a big challenge coming up as well.
I mean, yeah, last year they beat the hell out of me, literally, all over the. Literally, I was flying across the ring throughout the whole match with Maxine Baylor. So yeah, they are going to be tough, but like I just said, I gotta be in there with people that give me a run for my money, so I can really test myself. You know.
It's a lot of drive coming up. Samhain right around the corner in October. And right before that, you will have to face Max the Impaler. So we're going to find out what happens there. But that is for the future. Let's focus on something a little bit nicer, which is going on in the chat right here. Because one of the things that people always talk about is the look that you and your sister bring to professional wrestling. Ricky, Bobby, Sonia, we love your hair colors, Kenzie. And I know I've asked this before because, you know, generationally, sometimes this. Does your sister steal your look or do you steal your sister's look?
I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like even like ever since we was younger, we literally, I think we just both just snatch and grab. If she sees something I'm wearing that she thinks cute, she gonna snatch it up. If I see something she's wearing I think is cute, best believe it's in the back of my head for next week when I can wear it. You know, that's just how we do it. I don't know. I mean, we went and got our noses pierced together. I mean, everything pretty much happens at the same time. You know, we just kind of make a decision and we're like, yeah, let's do it together.
Tommy, you didn't get the nose piercing too when they went?
I thought about it. They almost talked me into it, but I settled for something else. You know what I mean?
Carson claims that he could be
let's
faster than you, Kenzie, which I don't believe. But just letting you know, he's a jumper.
I believe I've seen Max beat him much faster than I've ever seen Max beat anybody before. Tommy, as a dad, how do you feel about tattoos and all that stuff? I asked because I remember we were on tour of Australia, and then a bunch of people were like, we should go get tattoos. And some of those people got matching tattoos, but I could tell you, peer pressure is not a thing because one person came back with a pumpkin tattoo, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And that person was your daughter.
Right choice.
To kind of do her own thing, you know, as far as that goes. She kind of knows what to do and what not to do, I think, you know.
And where to put it. If I have to hide it, I can hide it.
We don't want to see no teardrops. You know what I
mean? Tommy, your daughter is so cool that one of the hottest factions in professional wrestling in the NWA, the Southern Six, when we were in Australia, decided that if they were ever going to become a thing, they wanted to make sure that Kenzie Page was the head of the Southern Six. And that actually was where the tattoos came from. They came back. They all had 6 tattoos. I looked at Kenzie and she goes, I got a pumpkin. And that's when I realized she had no intent of ever being involved with these individuals.
Yeah, they were going to try to drag you in it. I do recall that.
I think they were going where they thought the money was. And they're like, future world champion, let's do this damn thing. And they jumped on board. And it was just... You were smart. Stick with your sister. You know, Pretty Empowered. There's always going to be room for people in there if you ever want to expand.
A lot of shirts.
See, that's it. Yeah. What is your relationship like with former member Ella Envy at this juncture?
I mean, like for real, or you know?
I mean, let's face it. Sometimes people kind of think that maybe they know what's best for everyone and around them, and those people end up maybe challenging for your title and get thrown to the wayside and end up finding a new tag team partner in Miss Star. I mean, who's to say?
Here's the thing. My heart is always going to say I love Ella Envy. I love her with all my heart. She is like my other sister. And do I think that being with Samantha Star is good for her? In a sense, yeah, because now she can prove to herself, I can carry a tag team. I can be the star. I can be the one that takes this to higher places. Because when you're with the Page sisters, you can't help but think, Kenzie brought me here, or Kylie brought me to this point. Now there's nothing she can fall back on because Samantha Star is not going to bring her to that point. Ella Envy is going to have to do that herself. So that's just how I look at it. And I think that's why Ella maybe did join that tag team, because the it girls, it's the it girl. That's Ella Envy. I'm just going to be honest.
Kenzie Page, wise beyond her years. We've got another question in the chat. Tommy McLaughlin, 80s wrestling dude. Kenzie, is there any type of match you would do that you haven't? Is there a dream match? Is there something where you're like, this is my jam, I want this?
Inferno match. Set a person on fire.
Hair versus hair.
Oh God, no.
Against
That's
Danny
what
Deals.
I have to do. Hair versus unless of course I'm winning. I get to shave someone bald. That's awesome. I want to have. I've had cage matches before, but obviously not. With a good cage and one that holds up and all of that. I want to go balls to the wall, crazy inside a cage. That's what I want. I want to go absolutely just do everything that you can't do on the indies because you're scared it's gonna fall over or break or something like that. I want a real cage, one I can climb. Yeah.
Let me just text the boss real quick.
Yeah. Kenzie wants the cage match.
Yeah, let them know. Kinsey
Sometimes things happen on this podcast, on this Monday night show that do translate into reality quite a bit. Here's a good one. We also get Kenzie could kick Fabulous Moolah even back in the day. Let's put it out there. Although stay away from her. There's some stories I hear.
Yeah.
Well, she's dead.
Well, she's deceased.
Yeah, that was the story.
Stay away from her
Stay
grave.
away from corpses.
Ghosts will come out.
Yeah. Don't find yourself in a zombie movie, but if you do,
That's your cage match. You have to fight the ghost of Fabulous.
Which is perfect. At Samhain, there will be a cage match against the spirit of Fabulous Moolah.
yeah,
Hashtag
7. Yeah.
card subject to change. Speaking of hair, kids, don't put your hair in your mouth like Mr. Deals does.
Can't help it.
How do you feel about Tiffany Neves? We already talked about this. Tiffany is the person that might be her biggest challenger and the person that could dethrone her at one point in time. Although Tiffany does cheat every now and then. You mentioned Tom, training with Tom. You trained with Tom. I got to be honest with you. I think maybe he's taught you a little bit more than he's ever taught her, though.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Dr. Tom, I'm his star pupil. You know what I mean? I go up to his school and I'm his right-hand gal when I'm there. So he only lets Tiffany know what I want him to let her know. So.
Gotcha. And yes, you are there. There's a familial connection. Ooh, can't talk tonight. For everything you know, yes, that whole thing there. It's been a long day. And in fact, if you were just joining us right now, part of that long day is tomorrow night. NWA Power will be on X. That's right. The other letters, we're not going to be on there for the time being. Let's not get into details, but let's get into details of this because tomorrow night you can witness 2 world title matches. But before that, William Patrick Corrigan is going to have an announcement about the future of the NWA. That is going to be on the NWA official X page. You just go to X, formerly Twitter, go to NWA, and we will be streaming on there at 6:05 tomorrow night. And the 2 title matches are going to shape the future of the next 70 years of the National Wrestling Alliance, because tomorrow night is NWA 76 on X. You're going to get to watch that over the course of the next 5 weeks. We're bringing it to you globally, worldwide. You don't have to deal with an app that's just geolocated in the United States going forward. You get to watch it 5 times. Thank you very much, man. I don't think
10-cent word there. You've been hanging out with Billy or what?
August. Anyway, moving on, because right now an August championship match will be the NWA World Tag Team Championship match. It is the rubber match of the Southern Six versus Knox and Murdoch. And if you're wondering, when did Alex Taylor become junior heavyweight champion in this graphic? Well, you have not been paying attention to the NWA social media or going to NWA's YouTube page, because you can go there right now, because this weekend the match happened on there. You can watch it now or anytime. Watch it at the end of the podcast. Just hang out with us for a little bit longer.
On that note, Kyle, everyone's like, why are you going to X? Why aren't you going to YouTube? Why aren't you using YouTube anymore? We put stuff on YouTube all the time.
It's true.
You're probably watching this right now on our YouTube channel.
I see it. It happens. We're everywhere.
Power
and it
on
happens.
X right now because reasons.
I just
sure
realized I put now on X. Look at that. I didn't even realize that I put that on my little gimmick there. You put Sizzle on X.
There.
Kenzie and Tommy didn't get the memo. That's fine. That's
okay.
what champions do.
They do their own thing. She's doing
Black Harvest, which again we're going to talk about in a second one more time. But tomorrow night, that tag team title match is happening. Knox and Murdoch defend against the Southern Six duo of Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton. And also the big match, what we were talking about earlier in the episode, EC3 defends against Tom Latimer, the man who relinquished the NWA National Heavyweight Championship to go after the gold at NWA 76. Will history be made? Will EC3 continue his reign as NWA champion, going for those 3 years that he claimed he plans on doing? Or will Tom Latimer, the man who has been the constant in the National Wrestling Alliance in the entire Lightning One era,
He
will
had the
he
first
finally—
match on Power, Dana.
No.
No.
It was in tag match. First match, huh? First episode.
So the first tag match was the Dawsons versus Sauronaro and someone else. I can't remember.
Okay.
Someone who's not with us anymore. He might have been on the first episode, but not the first match.
By the way, when he says someone who's not with us anymore, I'm 95% sure he doesn't mean in the
they're
way
still alive, but they ain't been booked. I don't know what to tell you. Hey,
Yeah, brother's alive. He ain't here. Yeah, I got it.
is this a fan page right here? Queen Ken's number 22? Is that just
Might be.
It's not your photo.
It's like, or are you? Because you can't be in two places at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
that's
two
great,
Kens.
too.
Is that a Facebook page?
Kylie's in the chat, though.
Oh yeah, Kylie's in the chat.
Actually, this just made me think of this. This is a great thing. I'm a middle-aged man. I'm 41. Nobody's
man.
pretending to be me online, but you, being young, exuberant, and successful, is there a proliferation of just fake pages of you? Do you find every now and then you're like, that's not me?
Yeah, a lot. Kylie just had to post about one like yesterday or 2 days ago saying like, this is fake, go report it. These people were trying to like accept wrestling bookings under Kylie's fake. Kylie's fake.
I saw that put out there. There were some promoters and people were answering.
Yeah.
Damn, I want to know who would have showed up to wrestle as Kylie Page.
Nobody would have been there.
It was Joe. He got bored. He can't sleep. He's got a kid now. He showed up in a wheel.
Exactly. You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
That's all I do is I catfish and change diapers.
Could
Those
you
two things.
imagine just some random woman with like green in her hair shows up and they're like, you look a lot different on TV. And then I would love it if they were just like, oh, no, don't worry. Gets in the ring, starts doing stuff. Oh,
Mm.
but what's the end game of catfishing a promoter? You know, they're going to find out.
I just felt a little bad because the page had some interaction with it. So Kylie was like had to go on there. And
It was me.
like,
I put on a wig and I was like, hey, let's get pretty empowered. I'm ready to go. This is going to backfire one day and the boss is going to make me wrestle a match again and I don't want to.
Well, by the way, Kyle, you would know this too on the independents for years. Tommy, you know this also. How many Patriots and Dr. X's were there? You know what I mean? And Doinks and all.
But they were wearing masks and face paint. It's
I mean,
very
they were
hard to pretend to be a Kylie Page. It's not like, or is she going to wear a mask? She's like, I'm sorry, I was burnt and disfigured last week during a show.
Yeah, a little
So I
cane
have to wear
right?
this. Don't look at the tattoos I all of a sudden have as well. Yes, it was me. I'm not gonna. In fact, that could be a new thing that happens because coming up this Friday, of course, this is why we have KFW's own Tom Henry, Kylie Page right here. They are going to be having Black Harvest coming to you Friday. Tickets available at NWALiveEvents.com. Just go to the live events page. You'll be able to click down there. Is it true that this crazy looking clown at the bottom is going to be at the show, or is that just marketing?
Deals, you booked?
Well, I'll be in Tampa that day with you.
And that's a beautiful segue because then the day after we got Saturday and Sunday shows coming up, it is going to be NWA Power tapings in Tampa at WEDU Studios. Be a part of the action. I want to thank you both for being here all night with us. Usually we don't have guests on for 45 minutes. I appreciate you for chilling and hanging out. And obviously the fans, I'm looking at the view count and everything like that. They are very happy to have you here compared to these three guys that they usually have to deal with. Is there anything you guys want to tell the wrestling world out there? Anything you want to share? Any upcoming events? Maybe plug your social media or anything of the sort as we wind the show down?
Yeah, I think that we want people to know that we are the territory of change. I mean, you know, I don't know that there's been a crossover with a major company where a guy like Lethal comes in.
With another major company, you know.
Well, you know, so until we're told to not do that, that's what we're going to keep doing. We like to push the boundaries. We seen everything Joe was doing, and we said, let's be different, which we already was. So, you know, yeah, we're gonna change the game as far as the territories go.
And it starts this Friday.
Black
speaking of,
Harvest is going to be wild, right? Like normally, because that's the rep that it has. At least when I was in that region, that's what it was.
Yeah, it still is.
All right, fantastic. And I'm hoping, because people ask this all the time, and I know we talked about our NWA YouTube page, how we always have things that you can't see anywhere else on there. We just had the junior heavyweight championship match that Alex Taylor won the title at, and that's why he's in the graphics with the belt. We're going to keep on saying that till somebody pays attention to it. But this right here, will Crossfire start uploading shows onto YouTube?
It's on Title Match. You got to go to Title Match.
There you go. I'm just saying.
People.
I'm just having to get the answers out there.
It is on Title Match, but we are in the works of, trying to do live stuff on YouTube so people can, watch along and, tweet along with it. So that's something we're working on. Hopefully we get to that point within the next few shows, but it's our next goal.
We talked about this too up to this point, that this is hereditary. Apparently, if you're in the family, there's no doubt about it. You're going to become a professional wrestler, father, uncle, daughter, sister, whatever it is. But still, Brian's got a question. And if that's Kenzie was a professional wrestler, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Oh my God. Lord.
Whoa. Okay. Serial killer. All right. Heard. Doesn't want to admit it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I really don't know what I would be doing. I was just telling my dad this. Literally, we just got back from New York. We did some NWA house shows up there. I was telling him, I was like, it was literally 3 a.m. We're the only two awake. We're driving back, and I told him, I was like, Dad, I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't a wrestler. And he's like, me either. I was like, no, Dad, but you're good at other things. I'm only good at professional wrestling. Like, it's almost like I was literally born to just be a wrestler. That's what I feel like.
Very interesting. Tommy, what's that like? What is it like knowing that your children have decided to follow your footsteps into an industry that sometimes is not the most forgiving to people, much less younger talent?
I mean, I guess I really didn't expect it, but I told her when she got into it, you got to work hard. You got to do all that. So when she told me that she separated her, shoulder and wrestled, back in 21 or 22, I was like, yeah, and you're supposed to. So unless it needs surgery, tape it up and go on, So.
Which some people don't agree with that, but also that's just how.
That's what you had to do. That's what you had to do. Rub some dirt on it, right, Tommy?
I mean,
pretty much.
Except she didn't walk it off. She super kicked it off. Yeah. Bam. All right. I want to thank you both again, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Thank you for being interactive with us. Thank you for following us. Thank you for being a part of the National Wrestling Alliance. And don't forget, tomorrow on X, you can see Power internationally. Anywhere you have Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It's always going to be the bird one for Kenzie and Tommy, how do people find you on social media?
Look up KFW Wrestling, and you can look up, right? That's just all it is. KFW Wrestling on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Easy enough.
Fantastic. Making sure they're plugging Black Harvest this Friday, NWA live events. History will be made, and it could be a massive catalyst for everything that happens with the NWA in the coming month. And that includes both tapings in Tampa, and we're going to be at Samhain 2 in Sarasota. Kylie and Kenzie will be at all of those shows. They popped up in our New York house shows this weekend. They pop up everywhere. Make sure you're following them on social media to find out where they will be next. Experience them live and in person. We've got the NWA World Women's Champion on here. We have the proprietors of Crossfire Wrestling. Again, one more time, thank you for your time. We're going to let you get back to your life while we close this damn thing out. Anything else you need to say real quick before we let you go?
Nope, just thank you and buy your tickets to Black Harvest.
Bam! Right there. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I know that we usually have a late night object. We have a moment of an individual that I know and love that's very close to me. I didn't upload the damn video. Did you upload the damn video?
I did.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Z. But where do you find N, W, A? On X. Follow me?
That was the most coherent one I think we've ever had.
Although there was already a W in the alphabet.
There was a W. He botched the spot, but I think that's what Scott would do.
You know what? When you're a cult leader, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you purposely put things in there.
Totally botched it, but
I don't know.
this is what you got.
To answer
All I know is-
in the chat, the Fall Deals 24 is still active. I think it ends tonight in a couple hours.
Wait, do we have that one?
We got merchandise, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're getting all that stuff. We've got NWA stuff across the board. Go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. We're going to have those items available for you at our shows as well. Check out the deals. If you don't want to type in things with your keyboard, you grab your phone, you scan that QR code. It goes right to the deals page. You're going to get all those deals. Danny Deals. It was great hanging out with you the other weekend, by the way, at Riot Fest. You opened my eyes to some music that I never would have appreciated before. Again, I look like that guy, but damn, you like some heavy stuff, brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we introduced Kyle to the Circle Jerks, Joe, and
Ooh, that's good.
And Slayer, and we had Suicidal.
The phrasing of that sounds weird. We're all staying at a hotel and we just Kyle to the Circle Jerks.
Yeah. Well, the stage that was
Fans,
facing the
people
ring, Suicidal Tendencies was on. They were playing during the main event of night one, so they had a soundtrack to kick each other's ass to. It was pretty good.
We were hanging out backstage, and then this guy walked by, and I'm like, Danny Deals, that guy looks like he could be your cousin. You're like, I know that guy. That guy is that was the singer for the Circle Jerks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which seriously looks like your cousin.
We just have the same hair, but
that's all it takes.
But yeah, Kyle never seen Slayer live. I don't think you ever even heard him.
Basically songs kept on playing, and Deal's like, "Oh, this is one of their hits. You're gonna know this one." I was like,
"Well, I told him they said they're playing the hits, right?" And he goes, "This was a hit," and I'm like, "Not like Billy's hits, like that, but they're playing the fan favorites."
They're playing the songs that the fans know. They didn't get any fans on play on K-Rock.
Yeah, no, they played, Angel of Death, Reborn, South of Heaven, Hell Awaits, all that. Raining Blood, right? You got the video for your cousin.
Yes, those guys were amazing. Great presentation, great musical talents, the fingers and all this stuff. You mentioned our boss and hits, and I just want to say that I saw on social media today that basically Smashing Pumpkins, they just finished up the tour and everything like that, and one individual had a birthday, and for his birthday he got a giant tower of cheeseburgers, and all I could think of is Billy Corrigan the type of guy that when my birthday comes up in January is going to get me a big pile of cheeseburgers? I'd like to think that's a possibility. I'd like to think he knew that that was what we needed to happen. And I'd like to think that when the time comes, I will be celebrated with cheeseburgers.
Maybe. By the way, Mike is asking about Rob Zombie at Riot Fest. I think Kyle was disappointed. I told Kyle, I said, well, I saw White Zombie in 94 and they were terrible, but I don't like the band. So don't listen to me.
I like White Zombie quite a bit.
And we went, and it was, I don't think you were very impressed.
I texted my cousin and he goes, well, I mean, at this point, Rob's more of a director.
Yeah, no, he's not on the road. You can tell he's not road tough.
That's
Didn't have any stamina vocally. The drummer was playing hired gun, click track drumming, which I would take that gig too. I'm sure it paid well.
Ask Kyle why it's called Chicago. I heard this so many times.
Why is it called Chicago, Carson? I don't know why.
No one wants to Chicago stay.
Yeah. Joe, if you don't know, Carson has a future in stand-up and Frank Sinatra singing. If he for us doesn't work out.
Sung. We had a goblin with us, Necro Goblin. It was quite the experience, Chicago. We're happy to be there and we're happy to come back because NWA Chicago is going to be happening right around the corner. Their next taping, and if you don't have tickets yet, go be a part of the action. Super Smashing Halloween Friday, October 18th. You go to nwaliveevents.com. That links to the tickets, or you can go to nwa-chicago.com. Plenty of NWA stars will be there. Natalia Markova, Brian Idol, Tiffany Nieves, Daisy Kill, the man himself with the humor unlike any other, Carson Drake. Not the most successful comedian in the NWA, but so much stuff going on. We've talked about our upcoming shows. We've talked about the merchandise. We had our NWA World Women's Champion on the show, answering your questions, all this and so much more, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what the National Wrestling Alliance is all about. Make sure you follow us on social media, because not only do you get to find out when the matches are on YouTube, no. Tomorrow night, you get to watch NWA Power, the special edition NWA 76 begins on. You are going to be able to get that world title on the line, tag team titles on the line, major announcement by William Patrick Corrigan. What does the future hold? Joe and I are dealing with that on a daily basis. We can tell you some shining objects in the future, but that is for a later time to talk about. Danny Deals, you got anything you want to share with the fans?
Go buy some merch. Fall Deals 24. Coach still active for a couple hours.
Fantastic. Joe Galley, you got anything you want to share?
No, we have to go.
He's got to go be a dad. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, I have work. There's work. There's text message. You'll see you later. Bye, everyone. Gravy cakes and all.
All right.
Gravy.
Everybody be safe.